Something a little bit different today. What you guys are about to see is a bit of a compilation of the last couple of days worth of my TikTok videos. My usual 6 PM upload, that's actually horizontal, my normal uploads, will continue as always. But some of the more, attentive among you may have noticed that my 12 PM upload hasn't happened for a few days. That's because, honestly, uploading twice per day here and like 10 to 20 times per day between Reels and TikTok, it's difficult, I'll be honest. It's a struggle. I need to figure out a way that I can repurpose my shorter content here as well, and I think that this is probably the best way that I can go about doing that. I recognise that it isn't going to be for everybody, that's fine. Trust me, if you're somebody that likes my other content, support me with this because I don't want to burn out. I also enjoy uploading and creating, so I still want to be doing the 12 PM upload. It's all going to be on the same sorts of topics that if you watch my regular content you will enjoy anyway, so just stick around. Being able to do this will make my life much easier, and you guys get more content, so it's a win. Enjoy. Well, I feel really old. 8-9 years ago or so, I worked in a school doing business administration as an apprentice when I was like 17, 18. And someone just approached me on my way to CEX, and I recognised the face but couldn't put my finger on why. And it turns out they were one of the year 6s when I was working at the school. So they were like 11, like 8-9 years ago, and now they're like 20. And they had a child. They've had a kid. I'm so old. When did this happen? Also, if you guys haven't already, do be sure to drop me a follow. I wonder if this is how teachers feel when, they see old students of theirs grow up. The fact that some of these kids that were in primary school when I worked at the school as an adult, are they themselves now old enough to have grown up and had children? It's wild. Don't have kids. It's not fun. Seems very expensive, and a lot of them just live in TikTok comment sections being silly. Anyway, I've got to go take my mother to Cayle now to pick up a car that she got MOT'd yesterday. Wish me luck. And I might even be able to get another one done if I can get there within an hour. We'll see. Yeah, in my PC I went from a 970 to a 3080 Ti, and to this day I think the only thing I've played on it besides some old GameCube stuff was Resident Evil 1 from 1995, which it might have been overkill for. People are arguing over the price of the PS4 Pro and whether it's worth it or not, and people telling me that because of how good my TV is that I should get a PS4 Pro because I'd get use out of it. But I'm pretty sure that the 3080 Ti is probably stronger than whatever in the PS5 Pro, and I still don't use my 3080 Ti to its best extent, so I don't know. I don't even know what the graphic card equivalent in the PS5 base is. What's the equivalent in the base versus what's the equivalent in the Pro, and how do those stack up to a 3080 Ti? Some of you guys will be a lot nerdier than me when it comes to PC components. I'm not all up there with my knowledge on that, so I'm sure you guys can tell me and let me know. It's incredibly interesting how many cars do not understand how crossings work, by the way. Anyway, I'm off back to Stafford, then Cayle, then Telford. We're doing a lot of travelling today, so see you in a bit, and if you haven't already, do be sure to drop me a follow. Can't beat a trip to Big Tesco, need to re-up on Pepsi Max again because I'm running out tomorrow. 1, 2, shrink. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And some cans for the cinema. Guys, don't get confused, they weren't my nails. I know what some of you lot are like. But also, if you're new here, do be sure to drop me a follow. Love you. That should be enough Pepsi to last the weekend, right? Got skills. What are you gonna do about it? I do it twice. Yeah, boy. She made a conscious effort not to stand there catching flies with her mouth open for that second one. Spooky Oreos. Here's a weird one. I can't get these from my protein. They don't do them. These are a Tesco's only thing. Code Cayle, though. This is going way back. Does anyone remember the Tesco pizza? It was the Kickin' Chicken and Blue. It was amazing. She spent £8 on one of these today, but doesn't want to reduce £2 one. Okay. Oi, I know what I want for Christmas. Look at that. Oh, I thought it was that thick. Christ. You're really getting even more Christmas snacks.
We don't have any popcorn yet.
We do. We definitely do. Somebody's given these Oreos a facial. When has it been more Christmases since we worked here than the amount of Christmases we worked here for? It's coming up to it. It's a weird thought. Before. After. How was school for me? Awful. I hated school. I'd skive all the time. My attendance was like 70% or so. I had to have meetings with an education welfare officer. I just didn't like it. I didn't want to go to uni, so I went to college, that I then failed as well. Like straight up, did the entire year, didn't get a qualification at the end of it. In my GCSEs, I think I got 1 A, 2 Bs and 6 Cs. After college, I still had to stay in education for 1 more year because my year was the first school year that had to be in education until we were 18. So I did an apprenticeship because I just wanted to work. And then I nearly failed that as well because I was made redundant a year and a half before the course was due to end. But I managed to get a year and a half worth of work done in 4 months, so we managed that. And then I worked at Tesco for like nearly 5 years total. So yeah, you probably should do well at school and try and do well the normal way, but it doesn't mean that you have to, because I did all right. Also, if you guys have watched this far into the video, do be sure to drop me a follow. Now I am off to Cannock to rescue my mother, because she's taken a car up there to get MOT'd, because for some reason she will not get it done here. Even if it supports CEX, no, just no. Why? Let me guess, wait. Did you take something in to sell them, and you weren't happy with the price they offered you? That's my best guess. Because I agree, they don't give you very much money for things that you sell, and therefore you probably shouldn't sell to them. But without CEX, we can't have nice things anymore. CEX is just about the only way for us to get physical media for sure with a decent warranty in England these days. Most people who hate CEX will say that, oh, eBay's better. And again, you're coming at it from the perspective of a seller and not a buyer, and those two things are polar opposites. As a buyer, eBay isn't brilliant because you usually can't guarantee what you're going to get. One of my favourite things about CEX is the fact that I can go on the stock checker, look at where something is and go and get it. And now they've got a 5-year warranty too. And for anybody wondering, no, they don't sponsor me, but they definitely should. Also, if you guys have made it this far into the video and you haven't already, do drop me a follow. And like, hey, both of those were from eBay. And if this is from the perspective of just being anti-corporate because some people are like that, well, the world don't care about that, I'm afraid. It's going to keep spinning. Into Cannock CX we go. A little bit less posh. Check this out. That's cool. You what? If you guys are new here, do drop me a follow. Love you, bye. 9 games I already own again. A ridiculous amount of remakes. It took me ages to find those two. That's a throwback. That is one of my missing ones. You know when I moved house and for some reason there was a handful of PS2 games that just didn't seem to come with me? That I owned as a kid, but when we moved out of yours, that wasn't there. No idea what. Don't know, me neither. Because it's not like I ever got rid of them. I'm building quite the pile here. That's probably the biggest haul I've had in ages. I've got quite a bit of stuff I have to show you once I get home, once I've dropped my mother off back at her house. Today I'm going to go to CEX. I'm going to try and build a voucher for once. First I'm going to give out a £200 My Protein voucher to one of you guys. Mr. Matt Hikings, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. You are the winner of said £200 voucher. And I think it'll be time to rearrange the cupboards a little bit. Just a little bit. You guys reckon my partner gets annoyed with how many of the cupboards are taken up with protein products? With the chance of getting a My Protein voucher, simply use code Cayle on anything on My Protein at any point through the month, send me a screenshot of your order and you're in the draw. These are my current favourite snacks at the minute, the peanut butter wafers and the soft baked cookies. If you want your protein powder to taste more like a juice than a milkshake, go with Clearway, go with the Vimto, it's the one everybody loves, trust me on that. Or the more traditional protein powder that will taste more like a milkshake, I prefer chocolate orange or chocolate mint. Something else that I'm looking at doing, I don't know the logistics of this yet, I need to speak to somebody. My local Pure Gym sells My Protein stuff, so they have some sort of connection with My Protein as well. It'd be kind of cool if I could just set up like a freebies station for when I'm in there. I've done it before in the private gym I train at, where I'll take a ton of stuff down, just set up and be like, have at it everybody. We also currently have Workman round, because we're painting. I'll be sending him away with a big box of stuff as well. My electrician loves me. Anyway, in a minute I'm off to CEX. I want to try and build, I think I can build £100 on a voucher. I really do. Hey dude, I know that you don't like me or something because I said Oreos in that last video. Or perhaps I showed Kuon enough times that it annoyed you, I don't know. But something that the internet does a lot, or at least people on the internet do, or have, is a bit of main character syndrome. It's okay, we all have it. Every content creator on the planet, for example, because otherwise we wouldn't do what we do. You say decent content wouldn't need me to do the Oreo thing, or you probably think the same thing about when I say, if you guys haven't already, do drop me a follow, love you. Do it, by the way. But what you consider to be decent content and what other people to consider to be decent content are not quite the same thing. We do not all like the same thing. I would not, for example, these hundreds of films behind me, almost certain that there's something in there that I like that you don't, and that someone else loves and that I don't, or whatever, but I understand that, because that's the way the world works. Point is, a bit of a proof of concept here. You may not like my content, but the goal isn't to be liked by everybody. Any content creator that has attempted to appeal to literally everybody generally appeals to almost nobody. Here's the proof of concept. Come back in a month. You see how at the minute I'm at 452.6 thousand. That will be higher. The gram, currently 70.6 thousand. I mean, I hit 70,000 this morning. So you don't like my content, and that is absolutely fine. You are allowed to not like me. You also got to understand that you don't speak for everybody else. But when it comes to social media, these things ticking upwards over time is generally a sign that things are going all right. I myself, were I to see content I did not like, would probably not leave a hateful comment, I would just scroll. So I hope you have a lovely day.